What is up, guys? This is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the new DC Multiverse Superman. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in the new DC Multiverse window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see an image of the Connect Clayface figure, and on the left, all the other figures from this wave. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here is Superman out of the box. And man, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this particular Superman design, but overall, this is actually a really cool figure, and I really do like where Mattel is going with this DC Multiverse line. This is a really nice piece, and I cannot wait to check it out with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Superman does come with an okay amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with the right arm for Clayface, and 2 pairs of interchangeable hands. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Superman. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the new Multiverse Superman. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. These new Multiverse figures, in my opinion, are actually getting pretty good. Because it seems like we've just been going downhill with the DC Multiverse, slash DCUC. But I'm kind of liking where they're going, especially with certain areas in the articulation. Now, I know they can still be a lot better, but it does seem like they're trying to improve in certain areas. And so with this figure, let's take a look. So I think the whole sculpt and whatnot, everything looks great. My only gripe is I'm not a real big fan of this design. This really awkward red belt that he has going. I don't mind him not having the red trunks. That's not a big deal to me. But I don't like just the red line going over showing where the boots are and just blue boots, because he just kind of looks like he's wearing a big blue onesie to me, and that's a little weird. I mean, if you're a fan of this design, I'm sure you'll love this because it's a really good interpretation of that. So, I mean, for that reason, it's cool. But, for me, it's just I'm not a big fan of this look in the books right now. You got little sleeve pieces right there. Those look really good. On both wrists, I do like that. The S looks really clean on his chest. I love the fact that we do get an S on the cape. That's very cool. I love how this cape is just nice and slim and goes straight down. It's not big and flared and whatnot. I hate when Superman figures have big flared capes. That's very simple and whatnot, and it doesn't go all the way to the ground. It goes just above, just above his ankles. I think that's a good length for Superman. The head sculpt looks really, really good too. My only issue with that, the flesh tones, especially up there in the face and the neck area, it's a little too glossy, so it looks real plasticky. So I kind of wish that was a little more of a flat tone to that facial hair, facial color right there. He does got a signature curl. I think that looks very nice. The eyes look intense. Overall, I think the head sculpt itself is pretty good. I do like that. We got a little smudge right there, if you can see that, but it's nothing terrible. I think overall this is actually a really, really cool looking figure. I think they did a good job with it, considering, again, I'm not a big fan of this design, so oh well. So some of the accessories, we do get right here the right arm for Clayface. We'll be taking a look at that in a different video, more closer look. But we do get some interchangeable hands, which is very cool, because this is something I've been saying for DCUC slash Multiverse, that we need more interchangeable parts. So we do get a two closed-fisted hands and 2 open palm hands. I do like how these come on and off. They hold on there very nicely done. They don't fall off easily. The peg's nice and thick. It adheres into there very nice, so you can get 2 flight posing hands like that. I think that's very cool. They did such a good job with the interchangeable hands on that. I hope they keep that up, and especially more interchangeable parts like different heads and whatnot. So that's something that this line has always lacked with Mattel, is accessories. So hopefully they start, coming up to par with things like Marvel Legends as far as accessories go and interchangeable parts. Because if they can do that, I can see where they're up in the articulation. This line can go back to its heyday of the DCUC. So for the most part, it's all pretty cool. So now let's take a look at the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, does roll around like so, does turn left and right, looks up about that far, down about that much. Arms can go full 360, out about that far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get an ab crunch. It allows you to crunch forward about that much, back pretty far, which is really nice. We do get a waist cut, so it rotates left and right. Hip joints, they kick forward that far, back kinda not so much, but these are the more modern hip joints. They're not like the old DCUC, so I actually think these are a little bit better for articulation. They don't have that weird awkward T cut like they used to. Can do the splits very far. That's insane. That looks really good. We do get a rotation at the thigh, so we get a thigh cut. We get double jointed knees, which is very nice. That's a little bit more added too, because not many figures from DCUC had double jointed knees, so that's very nice too. We do get an ankle joint, allows you to point the toe very far up and very far down. No rotation and no ankle rocker, so that's a little area that they need to work on, especially with the ankles. We do need ankle rockers for everything, and I do wish we had a double jointed elbow, but it's not terrible. So overall, I think this is actually a really cool figure, especially if you're a Superman fan and you're trying to get like all interpretations of, you know, Superman from the comics. I think this is actually a pretty cool toy. Mattel does such a good job, in my opinion, just making toys look like classic type of superheroes, and I think this is a really good interpretation of that. So if you're a big Superman fan and a big fan of this designer, even if you're not a huge fan of this design, I still think this is a pretty cool toy. So if you can find him, then I think he is definitely a must-get.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Superman comparison, here he is standing next to my old DCUC Superman. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat-Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the DC Multiverse Superman. Now, like I've stated before, I'm not the biggest fan of this particular Superman design, but overall, I really do think this is a really great Superman figure. He's got a great sculpt, really clean paint, and I do like his articulation. I do believe Mattel is really stepping up their game with this line and really trying to make something out of it. I love where they're going, and I cannot wait to see future figures from Mattel. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.